My name is Elizabeth Garcia. I'm the program director here at the Chelsea Foyer of Good Shephard Services. We are a 40-bed transitional living program for young adults who are between the ages of 18 to 25, who have either aged out of the foster care system or have been homeless or are at risk of homelessness. What I believe I bring to the program is a system of accountability. I believe very strongly in holding young people accountable to the goals they have set for themselves and making sure that they are actually achieving those goals. So the foyer is all about teaching the young people how to live independently in 2 years. They can live here for 2 years, and in that time we help them get and maintain employment, save money so that they can move out on their own, further their education, and build their independent living skills. They have the only real common living room space is their little breakfast bar.
Okay.
And so then, as you can see, they have a full-on kitchen. With the regular sink, they have a full refrigerator. They have stove, oven, microwave. It's an actual real kitchen. I'll show you what the studio has in a second. And then they will share the first two bedrooms. Will share the first bathroom. And they're responsible for their own decorations and everything. Yeah. And then the second two bedrooms will share the second bathroom.
Okay.
And then Kathy doesn't mind with you guys taking a look at her room. So this is what a lived-in room looks like. And actually, Kathy, your room looks very neat. So when they move in, they get the bed, which actually has drawers underneath for storage, and these are also cabinets where they can store things. They have the 2 large armoires. Yeah. We provide them with a telephone. The telephone receives external phone calls, but doesn't make external phone calls.
We're on top, but that sounds very ambitious, and I reckon.
I think, and this is my personal belief, I think that earned income programs, which is what we call it here, are great in theory. I just don't think that they always work in practice. In a previous agency that I worked, they had several of those. They had a sub-screening program, they had a restaurant. And they never brought the income to even cover the program needs, let alone bring any money to the agency. So both programs, the agency still had to continue to fund them to keep them alive. So the intended outcome wasn't at all. And in that agency, the restaurant had to close because they were paying overhead over and over and over again, and they weren't able to ever make it profitable in that sense, where it was actually going to cover for itself and at the same time bring some income.
We understand a lot of effort from the not-for-profit part goes into trying to keep that alive, so you actually reduce service delivery.
Right, because you're paying for a program.
Kinds of programs here, not just for runaway homeless youth, but it's all low income, disadvantaged youth. So overall, we have career and education. So we have job training, job coaching. We have a GED program. We have a large mixture of all kind education program. So you'll have the job coaches will meet with the people individually. I don't know their program quite as well because it's not my department. They'll help them with resumes. They'll point them into interviews. Hopefully they get job placements. And everyone who comes into career services, sometimes they don't like it, but they have to do a week-long orientation. Which is a service we love because it's very hard to get free legal service in New York. So we can connect our young people right to legal, especially with immigration. I mean, they have big wait lists because it's such a high demand. It's impossible to meet all the demands. But they do homeless, get priority. I forget they have other categories too, but whatever is deemed at risk. So it's going to be a unique program. I'm excited about it because it's not the GED that we were talking about. It's an actual high school, but with extra services. And just working in my previous job, I knew how needed it is because they have more alternative schools for older youth, like after they've already failed a bunch of times, they can get into these alternative schools. But this, you can get in right into the 9th grade. So I think it's
one of the strongest aspects of the door is that all the services are under one roof.
Yeah.
So everything is comprehensive here. You can walk a young person who's homeless to get a free legal appointment with an attorney, and then walk them down to the basement and have them make an appointment to see a nurse practitioner or a doctor for some sort of medical issue.
So a lot of the young people that you're working with would be couch surfers and or else rough sleepers then?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's summertime, and a lot of the youth are living in the park right now in Union Square Park.
Yeah.
So we have a very large number of LGBT homeless youth here, so that's what my has been focused on recently, because this is the new program, and I'm trying to get.
I met a guy from this.
The homeless youth program. What we found in doing this program for the homeless youth for the past 2 years is that they prefer smaller spaces. So it is a large space here, but there's comfort in smaller rooms and breaking it down into smaller rooms. So they actually prefer smaller spaces. They don't feel as safe in the larger space like downstairs in center space. So I think what we try to do is mirror a home environment where we can create, a small space where they can refer to each other as my brother, my sister, my cousin. Oftentimes they're not blood related, and they look out for each other. They shoplift, or as they say, they boost, food and different things for each other. They sell things. They work at these raves on the weekends for money and support each other. Once the cold weather comes, that disbands.
Sorry. Free services. They focus on reproductive health.
Yeah.
But young people got HIV tested through here. So.